Dear Harstem, going up against Storm without Ghost is imbalanced. With a 50 plus supply deficit, it should not be possible to win a game, no? I instantly admit that this game was far from perfect. I had a major supply block at 54. Upgrading to 2-2 was delayed and the opener was probably not the most optimal. Anyhow, I opened with a 1 Rex expand into Marine first to have a fast factory to be safe against Stalkers walking across the map, which worked out well. With a natural bunker and a cyclone, I could deflect the initial Stalkers without major issues. Following up with Cloak Banshees, which were scouted by my opponent, didn't do too much but helped keeping the toss at home and busy. In the end, with a random 2 Cyclone run by, I managed to kill 9 workers in total, moving forward into the mid-game. After taking my third base, I pushed out with my Biotank army and took out most of the Toss's army. With a second push, I delayed his fourth base. After taking my own fort, I tried to close out the game with a nearly maxed out army of 66 workers. At that point, I was over 50 supply ahead. Easy win, I thought. Only few Colossi, so I decided it was not necessary to add Vikings, so I added Liberators instead. Of course, I saw Templar with Storm, which suggested the addition of Ghost, but I absolutely suck playing Ghost, so I rather not use them at all. For me, they feel very technical to use, and I believe they shouldn't be required at any MMR range. I rather stick to Bio with Liberators and pull the toss apart with drop play if his army is too powerful for a direct engagement. I did not do any dropping in this game, because with such a heavy supply lead, I should be able to crush his army sideways. Apparently, I was not. While navigating my army to the middle of the map, gathering my forces, I was spotted by an observer, so the Protoss army caught me off guard. After losing some of it and retreating the remains, I was still ahead in supply and ready to defend the incoming attack. But the Templar with seemingly infinite energy just kept storming me and storming until there was no bio left and couldn't keep up with production. So, the toss overwhelmed me. I asked my opponent how this is possible, and now I'm asking you, is Ghost the only way to beat Templar? Is Storm Imba? Or do I suck? This was sent in by Floorboy, a European Diamond player at 3200 MMR, asking the age-old question, is Storm imbalanced? Or does he suck? Let's figure it out together. Now, I often get these types of imbalance complaints where people put a restraint on themselves and then want me to figure out whether the game is balanced while they're playing with this restraint. Let me sketch a situation for you. You have a foot race against Usain Bolt, a 100 meter dash. You get to start at the halfway point, so 50 meters ahead of our good friend Usain. It's still going to be tough, but you do have a significant advantage. To kind of make up for that advantage, you decide to stick a toy figurine of Buzz Lightyear with the wings, the wings that can unfold, as well as a voice button that says "To infinity and beyond." And you stick it straight up your butt. Now, you do the race, you lose to Usain Bolt, and then you ask me, hey, how do I win this race? Now, I could go into running technique. I could go into sprinting power. Like maybe we need to do some more work in the gym. You just don't have enough, you're not pumping your arms hard enough. All of these are possibilities. But I think the lowest hanging fruit here is to take Buzz Lightyear out and send him to infinity and beyond, or just really anywhere except for up your butt. It's the same here. People are like, oh, shouldn't I be capable of winning without Ghost? It's like, I don't know, like maybe, but why? Like, we have a perfectly fine solution. It's like, why would we want to use something else? Like, can I take this screw out without the screwdriver, but using my teeth instead? It's like, yeah, it's probably possible. Like, your dentist will be happy. This is the type of stuff that dentists would recommend to you, so they can charge you more for teeth repairs. Like, this is... I don't quite understand where the need comes from to be creative about solving this issue when we figured out how to unscrew a screw, like, I don't know, like 1,000,000 years ago when the first caveman came out with the screwdriver. Hey, this is way better than my teeth. And the local caveman dentist, I start like tearing out his hair. Oh no, I need to think of something else. You know what I'll do? I'll recommend 6 monthly checkups and then give everyone a teeth cleaning. That is what they do. And they've kept to that model ever since. Overcharging me. I go to the dentist every 2 years. My dad and we figured this out. Like once I turned 18, so like 12, 13 years ago, my dad was like, we're not going to the dentist anymore. This guy just charge money. My teeth are always perfect. Ever since then, I've had 9 cavities. My dad's teeth are still perfect. So maybe he's figured it out, but Oh well, it is either way. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a worthwhile question. Is what I'm basically saying. But let's investigate here anyway. Is it possible to beat the Storm army without getting Ghost? That is the epic question that is being asked here. What do we have opening wise? We have Marine Factory, relatively fast factory, but no unit coming out yet, which makes me wonder why we got such a fast factory. It's a really fast third depot as well. I mean, this is not a very good build order. It's not tight. Like I like the general concept of getting a Cyclone out to make sure that you don't die, but it's not very tight at all. Like this Cyclone could have been much quicker. Like, why are we floating 300 gas? I really hate people being creative for the purpose of creativity. And sometimes people, they come up with some new stuff, which like loses all of the good stuff of what we already had. And it just like adds useless things like taking more gas when not necessary, delaying your starport for no reason. We now have less pressure, less safety, but we do have more gas in the bank. So if someone ever wants to come and take a gas loan for whatever reason, you can then fart in their face. Or you could send them some of your leftover gas, Floor Boy. Look at that. Fantastic stuff. Third gas, right. I love that Floor Boy looked at his situation here. So I was like, what do I really need? I have 300 minerals, 300 gas. Should I maybe add 2 barracks for a quicker transition into stim and combat? Or should I add a 3rd refinery so I can mine a little bit less minerals and have more gas in the bank? Lovely to see. Standard timing for the first medevac to hit, by the way, is going to be around 4:25, like on a bad day, 4:15 on a good day. I don't know if this was Marine into Factory or Marine into Reactor. We're now going into Banshee, supply block Banshee. This is the 54 supply block that he was talking about. Like, I always love this type of stuff. These are people that are like he completely mutilated this early game build order, right? It's like freaking floating like 900 resources the entire time. And then Floor Boy, he does mention the fact that he got supply block at 54. Like, he's very sensitive to that portion. It's like, all right, I know I messed up. Yeah, this is if your parents leave for the night, you know, and you get the kingdom to yourself, and you like burn down the house, you know. You burn down the house and you accidentally kill the neighbor's dog. I don't know, like you slash the tires of every car in the street, and your parents come home and they're like, "Oh, what did you do, Kevin? You're such a moron." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. I left the toilet seat up when I went to pee." You know, this is the level of disgenuineness that we're seeing here. What the hell am I watching? Why are these 2 Cyclones across the map? Like, any normal Protoss player here would already have, an upgrade. If it was Blink, these Cyclones would be that. Honestly, like, you can't even do anything with them anymore. Like, this Cyclone is one of the units that, when it comes out, that is when it's strongest, you know? Like, it doesn't appreciate value over time. Unlike Bob Dylan paintings. Holy crap. I once tried to... I'm a big Bob Dylan fan. Oh, nice. Oh, got the probe. Good investment. Oh, nice. Double lock on. Look at that. You love to see it. What the... Why would you try this? Like, what was the best outcome here? Like, with these 2 Cyclones. Did he really think he was going to get a cancel on the Nexus? So, I'll tell the Bob Dylan story later. But the best outcome here for these 2 Cyclones is that they get a cancel on the Nexus. And the most logical outcome is that you lose both of the Cyclones. Like, unless your opponent has permanent brain damage and is currently in a vegetative state, you're never gonna get this Nexus. And if your opponent is currently in a vegetative state, you're probably gonna win anyway, so you don't need to take the risk of losing these 2 Cyclones. This is about as effective at catcalling. I wonder if there's actual numbers on how effective catcalling is. Like, for how frequently it gets done, I feel like it has a very, very low success rate. Like, I've never seen a video of someone catcalling and the person being catcalled going, "Oh, you know what? Call me pretty. Let's freaking go." I feel like it always ends up poorly.
I'm Floor Boy, and I like those odds.
Just like these 2 Cyclones. And, well, they didn't end up poorly, but they could have ended up poorly, you know? It's not the desired outcome. Oh, nice. You had a freaking Stalker split already with the Observers. People always say like men are these logical creatures, but then men are also mainly responsible for the catcalling. And it seems like such a terrible way to go about it, because there's like a negative win rate. Like, it legit does nothing except make people feel bad. Such a terrible concept. Yeah, back to Bob Dylan. So one time I remember thinking, I was a big Bob Dylan fan, and I knew that he painted as well because I read it in one of his books. I was like, man, Bob Dylan painting. Like, and people know him for his songs, you know? I bet they can't be that expensive. So I went to the website to see if I could buy one of these paintings, and there were no prices, which back then I thought, oh, no prices. That probably means they're cheap. So I sent like an email, hey, I'd like to buy one of Bob's paintings. How much is it gonna be? And I got an email back from his painting agent or whatever. And he told me that the prices aren't public, but the bidding usually starts around something like 100,000. So I sent him an email back saying, thank you. I'll consider making a bid. I don't have 100,000 euros. I also don't really like paintings that much. I thought I was just gonna pick up like a Bob Dylan painting for like $50 or something. You know, because I remember thinking Bob Dylan is like, at that point it was like 78. At some point he's probably gonna pass away. These paintings are gonna become very valuable. It's like I saw like an investment vehicle. But yeah, I mean, I can't recall why I wanted to share this anecdote, but I'm glad I did. Because not a whole lot has happened in this game. We saw the Cyclone harass. We then saw the Banshee harass, which also did pretty much nothing. I mean, we killed 9 probes total, which is not that bad. The real story of this game so far is that Floorboy just has better macro. Like, no matter which way we turn it, Floorboy is just up in supply, has a bigger army, also has a pretty high quality army compared to his opponent. Like, we see a lot of Stalkers, we don't have a lot of Splash over here. Like, if we see these supplies and there's 3 Colossus with thermal lance, I'd say, you know what, this is pretty close. Like, there are 40 Marines, you can probably slaughter these guys. But with this army, I mean, you're not gonna win this fight. I'm actually not entirely sure how Floorboy is planning on losing yet, but I'm sure he's about to enlighten us. But this looks good. This actually looks like a very good fight for Floorboy. Pulls them, I'm not sure if these Marauders were pulled forward, but they moved forward and they caught the attention of the Colossus. It's now up 50 supply. There's still no Templars, though. I could be wrong. I mean, we have a Templar Archives with no Storm. How are we gonna lose this? We have some reinforcements we could theoretically send across the map. There's a fort base as well. 2-2 upgrades have started. Like, has this been the perfect game of Terran? No. It hasn't been. But it is over nonetheless. Like, this is legitimately impossible to lose at this point. There's 5 tanks. He's gonna unsiege 3 of them. So that now all of them are unsieged. To re-siege. To pick up. To unsiege. To try and pick up. Realize that you can't pick up tanks. Drops Marines to pick up the tanks. This has to be one of the worst, the most botched evacuations I've ever seen in my life. Holy crap. This move made the Afghanistan evacuation look like a freaking dream scenario. What was that? He's still ahead in supply and way up in workers. About 3k resources in the bank as well. What am I watching here? And now we go again. This is like the army he pretty much just disappeared with. We could at least repair the tanks. I mean, we're still in a phenomenal, unlosable position. Ghost would be great. I think Vikings would be great. There was a line in there that kind of bugged me, which was, I saw Colossi, but there weren't so many, so I decided to go Liberator instead of Viking. It's like, alright. That sounds interesting, but why wouldn't you just counter the unit that you see? Like, if there's not that many, you also don't need that many Vikings. Like, it's like it only becomes an issue when it has become a major issue. But like 2 Colossi, you can just counter by building like, I always say 2.5 Vikings to 3 Vikings per Colossus. So you get like 6 Vikings for 2 Colossus. Freaking bang. These Colossus are gonna be absolutely destroyed out of this world. It's like, I'm not sure why, because it's just 2, we don't want to counter them. It's like, we have a perfect freaking counter for that. It's like, let me build a unit that is worse against it. It's like, okay, nice. Good strategy. It's like, interesting thought. I'm never sure what people want me to say when they write this type of stuff. Like, it is... He probably thought this as a magical like foresight or something. He's like, oh, this is really brilliant. Also, half his army is here. Oh, these tanks are taking an interesting... He just saw that this army was here. It's like, oh, let me just put my tanks in the most vulnerable position that exists. It's like, nice move. Yeah. He's gonna lose 4 tanks before the fight even starts. Now we get a full stim. This guy stormed himself. Imagine you had 4 more tanks here, by the way. Like, legit, just imagine. Like, actually just 4 more tanks. I don't think a single storm has really hit anything. I don't think this was Storm winning the game. I think this is actually Archons winning the game. Archons without Ghost are really freaking strong. Like, Storms are also decent. There was quite a bit of damage out of the Storm, but I feel like the tanking of the Archons is what did it here. And I guess the lack of counter to the Colossus. But don't worry about that, because that was a decision. So then it's fine. Like, some people, they don't have Vikings because they don't have money for it. But this guy isn't poor, he's just an idiot. It's different. But at least he isn't poor, right? God, I hate being poor. 4th base up here. 5th base is being built in position. There's like no sense of risk. Look at this crap. Look at this. Scans his opponent, moving towards the right side. It's like, you know, it'd be good. Freaking bait CC. Like, if I build a command center here, he's probably thinking that I want to defend this position, and then I won't defend the position. God, that's really smart. It's actually... Oh. Gonna walk into this. Liberators are sieging up. Took them in the far back. Now we're gonna get another storm. You know, when I look at these fights, I sure am thinking to myself, thank God we don't have any Ghosts or Vikings. Because that would have made this significantly easier. Now it's like, okay, you know what? There are two Colossus. Let me start some Vikings out of the 3 starports that I have built. All of them with reactors. A single wave of Vikings from all 3 starports would have won. Storm is so OP now. The answer here is no. Yeah, it was the Archons. It actually was the Archons. So, just to go back to the race against Usain Bolt. He told me about the Buzz Lightyear doll, but then when reviewing the footage, I also see that during the race he was consistently stabbing himself in the right leg. And I didn't even know about it. He didn't think it was important to mention. It's like, and when you pointed out, it's gonna be like, oh, the stabbing in the leg? Yeah, I just always do that. You just kind of get used to it. I don't actually think it impacts my ability at all. I was like, bro, you had no Vikings against Colossus. Your opponent had 8 Archons, and you couldn't kill them. Like, that is a very serious issue. What did I do wrong? Aside from leaving my army in the middle of the map. Officer, what did I do wrong? I only murdered my entire family. So yeah. I don't know why you're going to prison either, buddy. Ghost is so hard to play. God. This guy would freaking hate instruments. It's like piano, like so many keys. I don't know what order to pick him in. There's infinite possibilities. What a stupid instrument. The only instrument this guy plays is a CD player. It is unbelievable. This actually made me more upset than anything else. Like, he had pretty decent macro. Another thing, then now that we're here anyway, and you guys are still here as well, he said, I absolutely suck playing Ghost, so I'd rather not use them at all. I'd rather stick to bio with Liberators and pull the toss apart with drop play if his army is too powerful for a direct engagement. He didn't do that either. You can just say stuff and then not do it. It's like, you sketch the exact situation in which you would do this because your opponent has a bigger army and you don't do it. That doesn't make any sense. Then why would you mention it? This is like saying, yeah, Buzz Lightyear, I'm not sure if I should put him there, but if he is, I feel like it's better to put my right leg a bit further forward. And I watch the footage. The right leg is just the same and Buzz is up there. Like, this is insane. I feel like this has been some of the biggest gaslighting I've seen in my entire life. Like, that is crazy. It is crazy. I don't even know if the Is Ghost the only way to be Templar? Ghost is not the only way to be Templar. You actually probably could have dropped around. You could have ran around. You probably could have done it with Liberator as well if they were in the correct positions. You probably could have won the first fight had you not lost your first 4 tanks before the fight started because they rerouted the wrong way. There was like 6 different ways for you to lose this game. So just to answer your question, Ghost are not the only counter if you're up 50 supply. There were many different counters that you could have gone for and would have been absolutely fine. However, if you can build Ghost, why won't you just build the Ghost? Because that is the actual counter. It is a fantastic unit. It's not that hard to use. You just need to have one more hotkey. Rather than one hotkey, you go for 2. And that sounds like a significant percentage increase. But there's multiple fingers on your hand. And that should mean you're going to be capable of doing it. So, is the Templar imbalanced? No. Do you suck? Yeah. Yeah, you do. You suck. It's going to be it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Is It Imba or Do I Suck? If you did, don't forget to smack the like button. Tell all your friends about it. It's like, wow, this Harstem guy, one of the best. One of the best to do it. I heard he has 2 Bob Dylan paintings. That might not be true, but it could be true. Yeah, rob my house and find out. Okay, love you all. Bye-bye.